maybe look at an upper lower split. So I like to recommend new lifters use. And that means you'll train your upper body one day, then your lower body, then your upper body, then your lower body, probably 4 days a week. And
the thing is, like, I can lift up to like 45 lbs, like 45, I think so. Yeah.
Sorry, I missed the first part of that. You can.
In your side, you say lbs, so we say kgs. So I can lift up to 35 kgs of weight. Yeah, I do like 12 kgs of dumbbell each side.
Yeah, it's a good start. So what you want to do is try to improve the reps all the way that you lift for exercises. So if you're doing 12
I'm sorry
kg,
if I waste. Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm wasting time for other people. So that's
No,
all my questions are. Thanks for the help. Thank you.
Oh, dude, don't worry. No, you weren't wasting any time. Mark, if you do have more questions, if you don't be shy. Just keep asking. But I do appreciate and respect the fact that you did consider other people. We can toggle to other people if that's what you want. But everyone who comes up to the panel, we're very approachable. We've dedicated 1 hour weekly for this, specifically for this. And I follow the stance like, first come, first serve. So if you're one of the person who's dedicated and supporting us to the extent that you're dedicating to come on and put yourself out there, ask all those tough questions and really need help and support, don't be shy. We're willing to support it all completely for free. The way you guys support the community, we support you back. Cool. There are some text questions. I do really apologize to people who do have text questions. We'll have to get to them towards the end. But if you do want to come up to the panel, you do get a priority. So next people who've raised their hands. Next person is going to be Cyprus. Hello, dude. How are you doing?
Hello. Yeah. So I only had a confession about like bench pressing. Like that's some exercise where I'm not good at. So I weigh right now 96 kilos. I don't know how much. Yeah, I don't know how to
kilos are fine.
Convert that, but
kilos
like I can't really bench press that much. What will be a good exercise for me to like train first, then try bench pressing? Because currently my current bench press is like 40 kilos or so, and when I try 50, I can't do it. And I'm not that like fat person. Like I'm disciplined playing basketball for the past 2 years, and I'm also training arms and so. So my biceps are also not that small, and so, but I still can't get through bench press.
Sure. So are you a tall guy, perchance?
Yeah, I'm 193.
Right. So yeah, we've got competition. We've got competition. Okay. So
wait, what's 193 in feet? Wait, no. Before we get to the questions, we have to make sure you can't make threats like that, right? 193 in feet.
Meters.
I feel the insecurity. I can feel it. What's the verdict?
Feet 4, I guess.
What's the verdict?
Well, 6'4". Kind of getting there, mate. The only person who's got it on me is Rollin. So simmer down, Chris. Sorry about that,
stay
mate.
humble.
It's just some competition, internal competition. But yeah, continue your question, right?
Yeah. So that was it. Like,
Sure. So being tall is going to be harder for bench press just because you've got further to push it. For example, me, I'm not 6'4", I'm 5'8". It's easier for me to press from here to here than for you. It's a shorter distance. So I will say, are you training the bench press regularly? Are you training it at least once a week? And are you doing it in a hypertrophy range with attempts to build muscle? So if you're trying to get strong at the bench press, don't be trying to jump from, first of all, if 40 is 40 for reps, or is it for 1 rep? And 50 you didn't do for 1, I presume.
So I'm doing three sets of 10 reps, and I'm going to the gym like 2 times a week right now. And I started like 3 months ago, but I was like training at home with dumbbells for the like last 1 year or 2 years.
Okay, nice. Good job getting to a gym. Makes a big difference. Having more equipment is really useful, and also just the environment makes a difference as well.
Yep.
So if you're doing 40 for 3 sets of 10, that's pretty good, but that's probably not going to translate into doing 50 for any number of reps, to be honest. Is it more important that you do reps, you do bench press for a high weight for 1 rep, or just bench more weight for more reps? Because there's different approaches for that.
I don't know, like I just want to like increase the
Yeah.
kilos and so
Yeah, absolutely.
because,
So I'll say stick with it. You're only 3 months in. Are you each session try to progressively overload? So it means either adding a rep or adding more weight each time. You're probably not going to be adding weight every time. So if you're doing 3 sets of 10 with 40, maybe try to get a set of 11, a set of 11, a set of 10 next time. Then work up to 3 sets of 12, and then add weight and go down reps again. So go to 42 and do 3 sets of 8, for example, and build up. You're still new to the gym, so you've got some beginner gains to make. Make sure you're eating to support growth as well. Are you eating enough protein? Are you saying you're in good shape from basketball and you're fit, but are you eating enough protein? Are you eating good fats? How's your diet look?
yeah. So I'm taking protein powder right now and trying to build back muscle because I was in a doctor because of some back problems. Like I had a big back pain, and he said you just need to build muscle so it can lift the I mean, yeah, something like that. So he only suggested that I should like use protein powder for first and not start with creatine and so. And
that's fine.
I'm just eating normal diet. I'm on a normal sportsman diet.
Okay, so I will encourage you to eat a little bit more because you're trying to build some muscle, and that's going to take more calories to do it. So I would try eat a little bit more. It can be of anything. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be just be more protein, but more carbs, a little more fats, just more calories in general. If you're going to try to build some muscle, build some strength, so do increase your calories a little bit, maybe 500 calories a day if you can. That'll make a big difference. And stick with it. If your back is weak, are you doing any, or to strengthen your back, are you doing any rows? Are you pulling the weight towards your chest?
Yep,
doing any...
I'm doing that.
Yeah, what exercise are you using for that?
And
Is it like a barbell, a dumbbell?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm only doing the pulls that you just showed.
So you're doing pulls towards your chest with a barbell or a dumbbell
Yep.
or a machine, or
with a machine.
Yep, that's good. Make sure you're doing those. If that'll help you bench press as well, because when you lower the weight under control, using your back to brace yourself to then push it up. So do keep up the rows. Try and get a good squeeze at the top. That'll make a difference and help build up your strength presses, your benching press.
Yep.
Your bench press strength as
well.
And
one more last question, since I'm playing, since I'm a basketball player, I also need like some good vertical jumping power. So will there be any exercise you would like to recommend me?
Yeah, sure. Anything for jumping will be explosive exercises. So that can just be practicing jumping itself. You can do broad jumps, so jump distance, have a good rest, and do maybe sets of 3 for that. You can practice just vertical jumps, it makes a difference. And outside of that, you want to build up your quads and your hamstrings and your calves. So that could be with a squat, or like a goblet squat, or with a weighted squat on your back or your front. And a stiff-legged deadlift or a Romanian deadlift will really build up your hamstrings. So when you get bigger muscles, you can exert more force, which will make a big difference for your jumping ability.
All right. That's it. Thanks. Thank you everyone for respecting, and thank you for answering my questions. Yeah, thanks.
No worries. Thank you very much, Cypress. Really do appreciate it. Nice to have you in the community. Feel free to talk more. And also, if you also watch basketball, you can also DM me. NBA, I'm also into like watching basketball. Played a little bit when I was a teenager, not anymore.
Oh, we're tall guys. We love basketball. Look at us. Oh, we're all tall. We love basketball.
Ignore that, right? This guy is just like flaming for no reason. And yeah, really do appreciate it. Move on to the next people. Dayton, feel free to ask your question. Let's go. And also, everybody who do have text questions, don't worry, we haven't forgotten you. We'll get to it towards the end. And also, guys, you're live on Twitch, so please be nice. I don't want to get my account banned. And also, please do follow. Trying to reach the sub goal of 250 followers. Close to it, currently 238. That's nice. Making progress. Thanks.
All right. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you? Okay. So basically, right, my main thing is if my routine is optimal. I'm currently training calisthenics, some bodybuilding for hypertrophy work because you're able to progressive overload a little bit better in the gym. and then I'm also training vertical jump on leg days. I was wondering if that's like too much. The way that I'm spacing it out is Monday, Tuesday, I do push pull with my calisthenics stuff, like push up, pull up, stuff like that. And then Wednesday I have a power day for like I either do like power cleans, hang cleans, or I'll go out to a field and I'll do like sprints. And then Thursday, Friday I have more hypertrophy work, and then Saturday I have another leg day.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that sounds like a good way to split it up. You're making a logical splitting up, doing upper body, lower body, then some lower body power by the sounds of it, sprints and things like that, explosive exercises. Then you're doing some more hypertrophy work, and then legs. That's a good way to split it up to me. That's probably how I'd structure it roughly. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
And then my main thing is my chest is really underdeveloped compared to like my delts. So I need a little bit more help with like my muscle connection. I know it's not too important, but like I know it's also like pretty important, and I'm really bad at that. So you guys have any like tips for that?
Sorry, man. It sounds like you're in a tunnel somewhere, but are you asking about building the mind muscle connection in your delts?
Yes, I am. No, my dog. Here, one second. I'm gonna take off my headphones.
Cheers. Sure.
So, all right, can you guys hear me better?
That's a million times better. Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
No worries. No worries.
I have really bad mind muscle connection with like chest and back.
Right.
And so I was wondering if you guys had any tips for that, because I've like not really worked on it. I literally just figured out what mind muscle connection was a few days ago. I like have kind of overdeveloped delts compared to my chest.
Okay. No problem. Good question. Good job figuring out the mind muscle connection, what it is. It's useful. It's not the end of not the be all end all, but it is useful to have. So for your lats, I have a good way of figuring out how to use it for your lats, to be honest. You figure out, so if you have access to a gym, which I'm sure you do.
Yes.
Set the bar up for a straight arm lat pull down, basically. So you have the bar straight. See this or not? So the bar's on a cable in front of you, and you pull it straight down. So you squeeze your armpits, trying to hide your armpits. That's a really good way to feel the stretch and learn how to use your lats in that way. You can do it with a single arm, and if you touch your muscle as well, that makes a big difference with activation as well. You can try to visualize it and feel it, and it makes you look and feel like a complete fool, shall we say, but it makes a big difference. And sometimes it gets to a factor of just doing loads and loads of reps for a while, getting that burning feeling, and then the next day you can actually start feeling it a bit. So sometimes it's a factor of just getting the reps in, getting the burn, and figuring it out that way. For chest, so this is what I did for my chest, because my chest was chronically underdeveloped for years. Again, using a cable, but setting a one-handed cable, set it to about chest level, face it side and have it here, and do across your chest. So directly across one arm at a time, hand on your chest, really think about it, visualize it and feel it. And that's the best way I found to be able to activate my chest. Small range of motion, and do directly straight as close to chest as possible. Do sets, keep it really light, slow, squeeze it really hard if you can. Visualize squeezing it anyway. Sometimes you can't do it straight away. If you practice that on both sides, do that before bench pressing. The best way I found to learn to activate my chest. And after I figured that out, all my chest exercises became more effective. So that's what I recommend for those for back and for chest.
And then for hypertrophy work, what I've been doing, let me just pull out my workout real quick so I can tell you what my exercises are.
Glad you said workout. Good.
So today I have a hypertrophy pull day. So I have lat pull down, rows, curls, shrugs, and then lat raise, and I'm doing them all to failure, 2 sets. Is that like, should I do a rep range, or is failure optimal, or like stuff like that?
Yeah, so I recommend between generally 5 to 10 reps for the rep range.
Okay.
As a blanket response to start from, 5 to 10 reps, at least 5 reps. up to 10, 12 if you need to, 15 if it needs to be, but usually try not to drop below 5 just because weight gets so heavy your form tends to shit. You're not being a powerlifter, you're trying to build some muscle.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's all
And
my
if you're doing-
questions then.
Okay, awesome. Any more questions? Hit me up. Good luck with your training. Sounds like good.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for the questions, Dayton. I really love the XXX Tentacion picture, dude. Not gonna lie. Yeah, and lovely conversation, and I'm glad Chris was able to help you. Feel free to stay and listen to the very end. You might hear or learn something new. Cool. That takes us to the next person, who is Zombie. Zombie, how are you doing? You seem to be a regular of the podcast. Really do appreciate it. Feel free to ask your question. How are you doing, dude?
Hello. Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing
Good,
well.
man. How are you?
My question was that um, what is considered warm-up sets? Like how how much strength or weight should you use? What
Yeah, good
do you
question.
understand?
Good question.
Yes.
That's a very good question because it's hard to tell. So you'll figure out for yourself as you go, which is a very lazy response, I understand. But anytime you're actually straining and you're feeling yourself getting anywhere close to failure, I consider that a working set. So if I'm doing, say, deadlifts, I warm up. I'm quite strong at deadlifts, so my working sets are generally around 200, 220 kilos. I would consider myself warming up until then, but I only do 2 or 3 warm-up sets. Don't spend too much time doing it. I tend to keep the reps a bit lower in warm-up sets because they are sheerly just there to warm your body up. So you shouldn't be exerting yourself too much. You should just be focusing your form, getting some blood flowing into your muscles. And anytime you actually exert yourself, I would count that as a working set. You've stopped warming up. You're trying to actually do something constructive in that way. But if you exert yourself, it counts as a working set, not a warm-up set. That's my view on it. Anytime it taxes your recovery, you need a breather afterwards, working set.
Okay, so would I find that by testing? Just continuously just lowering the weight till I
Just figure it out. But generally, if you're warming up for an exercise, start light like the bar, then go to say 50%, then go to around 70% for a couple reps, and then then try to do your working sets after that. So yeah, 50 or 40% to start with, up to 70% or so, then you can go into your 100% weight for your rep range. So say you want to do 80 kilos for a set of 10, you start off with maybe the bar, you could then do 40 kilos, you could then do 60 for a couple reps, and then go into 80 full speed. You warmed up from there. I'd only count 80 as the working sets. Up to 60 is the warming up.
Okay. One more question about the rests. Should they be even every time? For example, in programs, they have, let's say, 2 minutes after every set. Does it have to be 2 minutes? Could it be just 30 seconds, or if when I feel I can do the next set?
So I'm going to be quite strong with my opinions on this. If you can do another working set within 30 seconds, you haven't done a proper working set. If you do a working set, your body's going to need to recover, and that's probably going to need at least 2 to 3 minutes. You can do a shorter rest if you want to, but to build the most strength and the most muscle in the most optimal way, which we would like to say optimal, I'd recommend at least 3-minute rests. If you're doing super lightweight exercise, you can do a shorter rest if you want, but you can get better results from slightly longer rests. 2, 3, up to 5 minutes.
Would that be after failure?
Yes, if you hit failure, you should not be able to do another working set within 30 seconds. You've not truly hit failure if you can do a proper working set afterwards.
Should I hit failure after every set, or should it be close to failure? For the first 2, then last set failure.
Yeah, I go close to failure for the first 2, and then if you want to hit true failure in the last one, you can. Make sure you do it in a safe and controlled way, and you've got a good way to fail safely. But yeah, if you do, you can do it all 3 if you want, but if you're a beginner, I do it for the first couple close to, and then hit proper failure on the last one.
So if I'm able to, for example, let's say I can do the sets with the reps in one set, then I don't really feel anything. It's just I can do the next set immediately. Does that mean that I have to just increase the weight, or would that mean okay?
That's an indicator that either you need to do more reps or more weight. You should be struggling to do the last rep, and if you want to get to technical failure on the first 2, you can. If you want to hit absolute failure, save that for the last one.
Okay.
That's a good way to gauge if you can do more.
Thank you.
Welcome, man. Thank you for the questions.
Thank you very much, Zombie. Really do appreciate it. And also thank you very much for being a regular. This is probably getting closer to the fun part of the podcasts or the AMA. If anybody does have any voice-based questions and can come up to the panel, don't worry. We're, as you can see, we're open and welcoming. Please raise your hand. Otherwise, we have to go on to the text questions. Chris's favorite part of the podcast. Hey, thank you, Bugs Spino. I don't know. I'll just call you Khabib. Feel free to ask your question. And also, thank you very much for the follow. Sorry to interrupt you, dude.
Well,
Blue.
I really have some problems with my arms because they're underdeveloped over my legs. Because my training actual exercise that I do in general, I'm more like I train legs and arms in general. Because I don't find a lot of time to go to the gym with the school, exams, and all of that stuff. And I want to improve my physique because I want to become a better version of myself and to be better than I was ever before. My question is that I have a problem with rope pull downs. My gym is not made for the taller people in general. Like if you're over 6 foot, then that's a very big problem. I cannot do rope push downs, and I don't know what to use if not those, and I don't know what exercise to do instead. To be real, to say the truth.
Okay, no worries. Another one for your tall gang, AO. Got to get all the height measurements in just to get
I mean, it is a thing on Discord. It's like a rinse and repeat. People are like either breaking server rules or comparing people's heights. But yeah, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, and compare other things. So you say you can't do pull downs, push down. Sorry, because of your height. Do you mean it won't go down far enough for you to extend your arms?
The gym is not made for my height. It's made for like 5'9" or 5'8", if I was talking in feet. 5 foot and 8 inches, and I'm like 6 feet, somewhere like that. In centimeters that I live in Europe, 184, and I cannot use the rope push down. So that's a big problem for me because I don't know what exercise to include instead
for what
of
reason
this one.
can't you use it? Why can't you use it? I don't understand that part.
Because it's not made for my size. If I try to get in that machine, when I try to push it, I cannot because my head hits the floor. Not floor.
Like going physically down?
I can lay down and do the same exercise and it will work?
No, are you saying when you try down, you hit the floor?
Yeah.
Have you tried doing overhead extensions?
Yeah, that head extension, and I cannot because the equipment is not made for my size and I cannot actually fit in it.
Okay.
So
There are
that's the problem.
alternatives. So you can do extensions with. Okay, you can do extensions with a dumbbell instead. You can have a simple dumbbell overhead extension like a French press, one at a time. You could do both arms at the same time. You could do a skull crusher, so lying on the floor or on a bench, lower the weight towards your head with an EZ bar or a barbell or a dumbbell, and straighten up like that movement. That can work your triceps as well. There's loads of alternatives. You could do a standard tricep extension of your head. You could be on a bench. You could do tape press. You could put extensions out like that outwards. There's all sorts of things you can do. You do a rolling extension, so you there, rock it back, and then out again. All sorts of options you can do. You don't have to use the machine. Machines are only a tool.
I understand. I'm very happy that I got this advice because I found this problem and I didn't know what to do instead. And I just Googled it, the basically best Discord servers about gym and like coaches and all of that stuff. And I found this one and I wanted to have my questions answered. Well, this is all I actually wanted to tell. So I don't know. I just want to let other people like actually talk and do
That's
interesting
awesome. Thank you, man. Really appreciate you coming in. Really great to have you here. Any more questions? Any point? Hit me up.
Thank you very much, Bog. Thank you. Should I call you Khabib? Who should I call you? Right. How do I pronounce your name?
My actual name is Bogdan.
Okay, I couldn't pronounce that even if I tried. But yeah, thank you very much, Bug. Really do appreciate it. And lovely to have you in the community. Feel free to listen to the rest of the podcast at the very end. You might learn something new, might make some friends. And yeah, do appreciate it, dude. And I hope you have a great day and a great experience. Perfect. Cool. Does anybody have, this is the last roll call. Well, not technically the last roll call, right? But does anybody else have any voice-based questions before we go on to the text questions? They might sometimes be taxing because it might be back and forth. I do know there was a guy who initially was on, but he left. Does anybody remember his name? He left because he felt like he was taking up too much time. Oh yeah, Zombie. Welcome, Zombie. Feel free to ask your question.
So, should the reps be high or low? And same goes with the weight. Should I do high rep, low weight, or low rep, high weight? If yes, for which exercises is it for?
You should do high weight, high rep for everything.
For everything.
No, I'm joking. But generally, weight it's as heavy as you can lift for good form. So it's all relative. Your heavy weight for me, your weight is pretty different to my heavy weight. So for hypertrophy, I generally like between 5 to 10, 5 to 12 reps. So the weight will be what weight you can lift for good form within those rep ranges, probably reaching technical failure on the last rep. So you get to a point you know you cannot do another good rep. And then you just get stronger over time with that. So some exercises you might want to do slightly higher reps. For example, for tricep extensions overhead, I don't like doing, I'd rather do 12 reps than 5 reps. For things like deadlifts, I'd rather do 5 reps than 12 reps. So it depends what you feel like, but generally, guide is between 5 and 12 reps. And if you want to figure out what you want best for you, start with 8. See how it feels. If you feel stable, you can do lower reps if you want to with more weight. And if you'd rather have more control, add more reps before adding more weight to that. So it does depend how you feel. But generally, the less stable, less precarious the joint is, I guess the higher reps I would go for it.
Okay.
You want to shout out various exercises so we can go through quickly if you want. If you have a high or low.
Thank you.
Welcome, man. Are we on to terrible text questions or hands up, Mario? Hey, where have you gone? Just me.
Wow, I actually thought I was talking. That's crazy. Well, I just had an entire monologue to myself. What I was saying is like, thank you very much, Zombie, one of our loyal, most dedicated podcast joiners members. I literally had almost a 5 minutes monologue to myself. That's crazy, right? Also, everybody else, I can, Rex, really do appreciate you as well. Lobster, you've been here multiple times. Appreciate the support. Tristan, I score Tristan. I also remember your name. But yeah, so everybody regularly comes, and also my alts to fill up the numbers. Right. Really do appreciate it. Now, this is the fun part of the podcast where we do the text questions. I'm not gonna lie, I've not kept track of them. Chris, you know where you want to start?
We're good.
You good? Okay, right. Do some stretches. Actually, we need to do some, some empty space just to calm, get some clarity, get some preparation, some warm up, some stretches. You good?
Hydration.
Some water. Get hydrated. Okay, go kill it.
Cool. So Cyprus, I'm too lazy for abs. Should I buy an electric vibrating 6-pack machine? No, you should not. Pitchington, do you recommend running for weight loss? I recommend running as part of a fitness scheme, not necessarily for weight loss in particular. I think having good cardio is great. If running is good for you for that, that's great. I do high incline walking for my cardio. It helps me lose weight, but it also helps me give better lungs, better, stronger heart, better metabolic function as well. So you can run, but if you want to lose weight, it needs to be part of a program with a calorie deficit. So if you want to lower your calories with running, that's great, but it's easier to do it and with eating slightly less calories. Ace Bigden London, do you recommend Jeff Nipper's programs for power building, and what do you think about 45 60-minute workouts? Jeff Nipper generally has good programs. I'm not his biggest fan for some of his content, but I think his programs power building are pretty good. 45 to 60-minute workouts, that's not a problem at all, but it will depend how often you're doing them. But 45 to 60 minutes is generally good, as long as you're resting properly within those workouts. How much creatine do you recommend having per day? as is recommended. Nothing crazy, nothing special for that. Don't load it. Just have the recommended dose every day. I think it's 5 grams or what. I haven't checked because I don't take protein at the moment. Cyprus, again, if my genetics are bad, is it over for me, or should I just put more work on and look more aesthetic? You don't know what your genetics are like yet. If you look at people like even Dorian Yates, before he started lifting, he didn't look at how the great genetics at all. But this shows you look at Dorian Yates before and after lifting. You don't know what your genetics are like. Sometimes your genetics will be realized later on. My genetics seem to be getting better the longer I keep lifting. So I'd recommend still working hard. It's not over for you. You can always look more aesthetic. You can always work with things. You don't know what you've got yet until you've actually put in a few years of work to figure out what you actually have. Lobster, yes, I love lobster. Let's do this again. I had a quick question already asked about being Paragon, but it's interesting perspective. Oh, no. Advised me against doing peaking programs such as Candito and following longer program durations in the 12 to 16 weeks plus. I don't like any of programs like Ensons or Wendler from rough experience. Putting your experience on peaking programs if you believe in variations for recreational lifters. PS for reference, I've been eyeing Calgary Barbell as a potential program. Yeah, Calgary's good. Honestly, man, if you're not going to compete, you need to enjoy your training. So if having some peaking cycles give you something to motivate you, if you find it enjoyable, then fucking do it. Sorry if I swear or not. Sorry, but honestly, if you enjoy doing a peaking program and it gives you
I just got banned off
to
Twitch
achieve,
because of that. So I'm just kidding.
yeah, no, never supposed on Twitch. It's fine. Yeah, so I think it's fine if you want to do it. I've got no problem. I made great progress training Shaco, doing peaking cycles for that. If you want to do it, absolutely do it. Bear in mind that if you're coming from like Paragon, he's a serious powerlifter. He's looking at probably a longer scheme for getting stronger over time. He's also been lifting for a hell of a long time. Super strong guy, so he needs to spend more time building rather than peaking at testing. So but honestly, if you're a recreational lifter, if you enjoy peaking and doing that kind of stuff, then absolutely do it. If it gives you something to do, I recommend that fully. I'm happy to do that. It's a big difference to me about protein powder. That's cool. Blah, 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 blah. Cap's being helpful here. Thank you, Cap. Ayo, can you ask this for me, please, after VC questions? Do you recommend? Oh, we've done that one. Yesterday, I hit a new 10 rep max and standing over press of 50. Nice one. I want to press my overhead my body weight over pred one day. Nice one. Good stuff, Tristan. Nice stuff. Blah, blah, blah. He was not familiar with Jeff Nippard. That's fine. He will be. Dathan, you're not stupid American at all, man. All I'm doing is a Picardio at the start, treadmill cross cycle, blah, blah. Yeah, we answered that one. That's cool. More question. You said I need to eat a lot. I'm also doing so and building muscle. This way helps me build more muscle. Also leaves a little belly. When I try to cut and get abs, I can't build that much muscle. What can I do so I can keep getting muscles and also get abs as a big guy? So you're gonna need a slight calorie surplus to build some muscle. Makes it easier, especially building stuff like the bench press. Then you may gain a little bit of fat with that, but that's how anabolism works. You're always going to gain a little bit of fat. You can't just build just muscle. Keep it a small surplus. Make sure you're eating enough protein and train your ass off. Make sure you're doing a cardio. You can minimize any fat gain. Build up your endurance, build up your muscle building potential and your cardio fat burning potential as well. So small surplus, keep up your cardio, train your ass off. Abs are basically muscle. Abs are exactly muscle, Mac. Good job. They are exactly muscle. Tristan, I want to get my back squat up as well. Front squat are heavy leg presses and Bulgarian split squats. Good strength exercise. Serious to do. Everyone's going to hate me for this. I don't like Bulgarian split squats. I don't recommend them. I think they're a bit of a waste of time.
Wait, so are there people who actually genuinely like Bulgarian split squats? Because I don't think anyone actually likes them.
Everyone recommends them and says, "Oh, I train so hard at Bulgarian leg squat. I do Bulgarian leg squats." But you see people do it, and it's like you've got a 10-kilo dumbbell in each hand. You're not actually overloading your muscle, are you? You're just going, "Oh, it feels bad, so it's obviously training hard while my leg's so small." So no, it's not a waste of time. Okay. Waste of time, my opinion.
Well, I'm going to quote this every time I have to do that, right?
You got my opinion. You got my blessing to skip them. As long as you do something else that's more muscle building. I do Monday back squats and leg press, and Friday front squats and Bulgarian split squats as part of my full body routine. Yeah, that's not a problem, man. That's a good way to split it up. You can do both. That's great. Genetics. Yeah, Cap spitting some facts there. Over the next 2 months, I'm doing my last training block of my own program as well as my gym contract. Cool. As the muscles we've overeaten, it develops a layer of over them. Yeah. Cap's on the money. Lobster being a pillar of the community as always. 3% of the weight you're going to take. Yeah, it's reasonable for one of the warm-ups, but yeah. Blah, 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 blah. 71 kilos. Yep. Cool. Yeah, we covered it, but it's a great way to start. He's good to he's a smart guy, most things. He recommends kiwis, and I love kiwis, so I can support that. We got blue again. I'm back. It's time for next paragraph. More questions typing a lot. Yes, blue, we love it. Update first. I'm down 3 pounds so far. Good stuff. I'm starting to feel muscle through the fat leaks on my arms. That's great. Awesome. Good stuff. Also, if you still haven't made any friends at all, there's this one guy that waves at me. So yeah, that counts. That's positive, man. Good stuff. That's awesome. Good job putting yourself out there and being brave with that shit.
Oh, is that blue from last week?
Yeah.
Holy shit! It's been a week already. That is crazy.
I know. He's making gym friends.
Do you want to come up to the panel to quickly have a conversation about the
Love
gym
this guy.
friend stuff while Chris answers a text question?
I read that you're supposed to eat 1 gram protein per pound of body weight. You have to lose weight. Is that true? Any recommendations that are quite good? Well, other than probably air frying chicken. Air frying chicken is absolutely fine. Air fry anything. That still counts as cooking, man. That's great. Allergic to all fish, all nuts. Protein might be a little bit hard. So you can have all sorts of protein. You can have turkey as a good option. You can have lean beef, pork, game birds if you want to, some like that, pigeon. You can also have vegetarian sources, so protein does count from vegetables, even if people may tell you otherwise. You can get some protein from lentils, from seitan, from tempeh, stuff like that. I can't recommend soy fully because I think the verdict is still a little out on soy, but I do think there's also protein for that, so hopefully there are some good options in there. So we're doing cardio in between my complete sets. On the gym staff told me they're doing cardio between complete sets. Should I be doing that? No, you should not be mixing your weightlifting and your cardio in the same pot like that. So I recommend, as you know from my name, strength first. So do your strength training first, your muscle building exercises first, then do your cardio afterwards, especially if your goal is to build muscle and lose fat. So during your strength training, your muscle building work first, then do your cardio after you've done all your muscle building sets. The guy at your gym is not smart. Paragraph done. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, good stuff. Got Tristan is going to be my rookie in like 8 weeks. Yeah, that's reasonable, man. Don't be afraid of doing slightly higher reps though. You're doing a lot of stuff. I don't see many sets over up to 10 reps. I see the highest I see is 8 reps. So don't be afraid to do a rep range. If you're doing 8 to 10, 8 to 12, that's not a problem at all. But that's a hell of a lower body heavy exercise, isn't it? Good grief. Yeah, if you enjoy that, do that absolutely. Hope you're eating well to support it. Yeah. Lobster. Look at Shaco's. Shaco's a lot of fun. As long as you've got patience. Shaco's like, oh, those were the days. They take me back. I was doing that like 10 years ago now. By the way, do you know any programs off your head with a focus on squat and maybe a minor on bench? Yeah, Shaco 29. Do Shaco 29. That's my recommendation. Everyone's going to hate me for it. Everyone's going to be really angry. All the powerlifters are going to swear at me. But Shaco 29 is my favorite powerlifting program that I've done. That was a lot of fun. If you like benching, you like squatting, you're going to like Shaco 29. Bulgarian split squats are good for improving single leg stability and good for sports in my case at the rest of rugby. Yeah, then they have their uses, but I just think they're generally one of the most poorly performed exercises in the gym, and I think they are vastly overrated for hypertrophy. Yes, let's have a look. It's good. It's a lot of fun. I used to do that in my university gym. When I started living in my garage at home, I started on doing Shaco. And then I used to train in my university gym. I used to get up at like 7 in the morning to go train in the gym completely empty. This was back in 2012, 2013. I was the only guy in the gym, apart from one other guy in an altitude mask skipping. It was just me doing Shaco for hours. Lobster, yes, one more question. Got you. If I'm not found deadlifting, can I replace it with RDLs? Yeah. Yeah, you can, absolutely. If you're a recreational lifter, you don't like an exercise, you don't have to do it, and an RDL is an excellent substitute for a deadlift. But also I will say, if you want full hamstring development, I'd also include a seated leg curl if you can. I think with an RDL and a seated leg curl, that's what you need for full hamstring development, in my opinion. If you don't care about that, then just live your best life. Laying leg curl is fine, but I do think just because of the angles and the biometrics of it, a seated leg curl is superior if you can. Not the end of the world, but I do think it's better. Quick question. How can you prevent excessive fatigue and have better recovery? don't burn yourself out. Follow a responsible program. Make sure you're sleeping well. Sleeping is a main thing for avoiding excess fatigue and burning out, and better recovery. Eat fruits and vegetables for goodness sake, get enough protein in, and do some slow, steady state cardio to build up your general recovery and conditioning. I think having great conditioning from some decent cardio is vastly underrated for recovery and building muscle. Yeah, there is a reason. I read a study for it. I'll link it to you as on the lobster if I can dig it out again. I'll try to find it out. I do have a reason for it. It's just escaped my mind. I've not slept for the last day or two. But we're doing what we can. Do you have any more questions? Have I missed anyone? Ayo, are you there? Ayo, do you hear me?
No, dude, you put me to sleep. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Guys, do you have any guys, do you have any questions? Now I was posting stuff on the Instagram and also putting this together. Huge thanks to Chris. Guys, please support Chris on all of his platforms. Strength first on all platforms. I got it right the first time, even though I used to say, what was it? I used to say strike first.
I know it.
Was it strike first?
I'll block it all out.
Yeah, I used to think it was strike first. Strike first, strike hard, Cobra Kai. Yeah, so support Chris on all platforms. Really do appreciate you, Chris. Thanks for answering all the questions. We actually had a really good session today. Thank you most first and foremost, like the audience, everybody who stayed on to the very end, especially you, Effective Fitness. Really do appreciate you from the very start.
MVP,
being there.
MVP.
And also you, Ayo too. Really appreciate you as well. But yeah,
really
all
good.
jokes aside, thanks to everyone who stayed up to the very end. Rex, Lobster, Zombie, Blue, Ace, Big, your name falls off. The Local, your name falls off. Effective, your name falls off. Ice Cold Tristans, and Bog Spiner. Are there any other questions? Anybody have any questions? I see Blue has last minute questions. So just
quick.
lightning round. We'll just quickly go through the
Near
last
the part. Yeah, no, I didn't answer that one. Sorry. 1.1 gram per pound of. Aim for 1.5. What's the number? I didn't use kilos. Yeah, aim for that. But if you go below that, it's not a problem. 0.75 grams per pound of body weight is absolutely fine. That's not a problem at all. You don't need to have more than that. You can have more if you want to. Yeah, 1.5 kilos. Yeah, that's about what it works out as. Yeah, Cat's got it. I try to answer in equivalent current units of measurement, but yeah, that's fine. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you'd probably have 150 grams of protein. That's the way to look at it. Yeah, 0.8, 0.75, something like that. Yeah, you don't need to have. No one really needs that much unless you're in a serious bodybuilder cutting phase for a competition, in which case the rules change a lot. But yeah, 0.75 grams per pound of body weight is plenty. As long as you're working hard, sleeping, being responsible, making good choices, all that.
Perfect. And a huge round of applause to Cap. Really do appreciate you. You've been a great addition to the podcast. Initially started of the fan of a podcast and then wanted to help out, and you've been very reliable and solid ever since. And yeah,
good man. Appreciate this help.
Thanks everyone. Oh yeah, guys, please make sure to follow on Twitch, twitch.tv/AOKing. Follow, stay up to date. Almost 250 followers. I think 11 more, which is good. And also follow our Instagram. We recently reached 20k followers on Instagram. Woohoo! Reddit and whatever. I'll just do this social. There we go. Thank you all. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Thanks for staying. Again, support Chris, support the community, make friends, and have a blast. See you guys. You can all leave. Like literally leave. The podcast is over.
Get out.
Yeah, just leave. I'm probably gonna stay to the very end. Leave.
Appreciate you guys.
Get out of here. Get out. I can see you, Blue. Get out. What are you doing here? Just get out. Chris, you too. Cap, what are you doing? All of you, get out. Get out.
I'm gone.
Get out.
I'm gone.